This review is made possible by Gerald Kia in Naperville. Gerald's outstanding staff is ready to find the perfect car for you. Whether it be new or used, your next car is waiting for you at Gerald Kia.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2022 Kia Forte GT-Line. Up front is a 2.0 liter inline 4 and down below is an IVT transmission. Now I'm super excited to be driving this here Forte GT-Line for two reasons. First of all, it's a 2022 and it's always exciting to drive the new model year, but the second reason has to do with that model year. For 2022, Kia has actually updated or given the Forte a facelift. Since this body style debuted in 2018, it has gone pretty much unchanged in terms of the looks department. However, now for 2022, they've given it different bumpers at either end. They've changed up the headlight style, given it the new Kia badge, and just given it a slight refresh as a part of something that a lot of auto manufacturers call a mid-cycle refresh. This isn't a whole new Forte, but it's about halfway through its life, and so they've changed things up a little bit. But before we get on with the rest of the video, if you are looking to help out the channel, there are some awesome links in the description below. One is for Cash for Cars, if you're looking to sell your vehicle, get a quote, help the channel. We also have the fixed OBD2 Bluetooth sensor to help diagnose your car. Buy one, help the channel. And we have con plates. If you don't want to drill holes in your front bumper, but still need to display your license plate, you can suction cup it to your windshield, and when you buy one, you help out the channel. Thank you to all the sponsors of this video, but let's get on with it. Now, we will talk about the engine and transmission here in a second. I normally jump right into it, but I think it's more important for a car like this to talk about the trim levels. So this is a GT line, which essentially is a Kia Forte LXS with some added features. So on top of the LXS, you actually get these features with the GT line: blind spot collision avoidance assistance, rear cross traffic collision avoidance assistance, safe exit warning, smart key with push button and remote start, GT line sport cloth Syntex seating material, GT line sport design leather steering wheel, GT line 17-inch alloy wheels, rear spoiler and side sills, LED fog lights, tail lights, and daytime running lights, 10.25-inch touchscreen with navigation and map care, wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, dual automatic climate control with auto defogger, and heated outside mirrors with LED turn signals. So the GT line is sort of a sporty package you can add on to the Forte, which is super nice. But now let's get back to that 2.0 liter inline 4 under the hood. It makes about 147 horsepower, which isn't amazing. However, there's also an optional 1.6 liter turbocharged inline 4 that will make 201 horsepower if that's something you'd like to seek out. But again, that isn't equipped to this car. The power is fine. It feels very economy. It's not anything zingy. It's not anything that'll rock my socks. However, like I said, that 1.6 turbo is optional, so if that's something you would like to do, you most certainly can. Like I said, paired to it is an IVT, which means Intelligent Variable Automatic Transmission. Basically, if you're familiar with CVTs, same thing. However, again, with the 1.6 liter turbo, you can get a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which is fantastic. So again, if you're into driving and more spirited driving, I'd highly recommend seeking out the 1.6 liter turbo with the 7-speed dual clutch, if that means a lot to you, but this setup here is fine. Last but not least, all Kia Fortes are front wheel drive. So let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have two physical gauges and a screen. On the left is my tachometer with coolant temperature, and on the right is my speedometer with fuel at the bottom. I do get a little customizable center screen. This is very typical of Kia, and while it does have some useful information, it's not very colorful and it doesn't have a premium feel. Now, of course, this is a $22,000 car, doesn't need to feel premium. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my voice commands, mode, phone options, favorite, volume, skip track, things of that nature. And on the right, I have my cruise control settings. I do have lane keep assist, and I have that pages button for the center screen. One of the biggest changes for 2022 is that the Forte now gets the updated Kia badge, where the 2021 that I filmed earlier this summer still had the older style Kia badge. So this actually gets the updated badge, and that's first prominent to the driver here on the steering wheel. The steering wheel is also a GT-Line steering wheel like I read at the top of the video, so it gets this nice perforated leather on the outside. Off to the left, I have a climate control vent, and I have my blind spot monitoring and gauge dimmer switch on and off down below that. And on the door, I have my power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. One thing I would have liked to have seen is automatic power windows for all 4 of the windows. Right now, it's just for the driver. And a couple other vehicles like the Mazda 3, the Honda Civic, in this segment all have power automatic windows for all 4 windows. But this is just the driver. So I would have liked to have seen that with the refresh. Moving into the center, we do have the infotainment screen, which also has been refreshed. This is the larger 10.25-inch display, but now all Fortes get an 8-inch touchscreen standard, which is really, really nice. All right, let's talk Kia infotainment. Now, first of all, right off the bat, I was looking at the window sticker, and part of the refresh with the 2022 Fortes is that all cars get an 8-inch display unless they get this, which is the larger 10-inch display. However, on the sticker, it says that the 8-inch display gets wireless Apple CarPlay, and then when it says I upgraded to the 10-inch, it says wired CarPlay. But from what I can find, that seems to be the case. This only has wired, while the smaller 8-inch has wireless. Kind of seems backwards there, don't you think? Yep, from what I can tell, I now have my iPhone paired to it. I cannot access Apple CarPlay just from the wireless. I have to be wired. That is crazy to me, that the smaller 8-inch gets wireless, but this does not. A little misstep by Kia, if you ask me. Now, at this screen, this is the more recent Kia infotainment system. And I love these icons. I love the purple and blue look of them. It's super retro, sort of neon lights. I love it. The screen is very, very good. The refresh rate is great. The pixels, everything is very good about this. I can also do quiet mode, so that will sort of aim the speakers almost towards the front. So if you have someone sleeping in the back, it won't really wake them. It'll sort of bring that audio to the front, as well as it will not let you go above 25. But then also for media, where media, I can also do sounds of nature. So I've played this in a bunch of other Kias, but they have a couple built-in just sound boxes. So you can play a couple. These are the pretty typical ones. Yeah, no new ones for the Forte, but you could play these sort of sound boxes if you'd really like to. Last but not least about the center screen, let's put it into reverse. Here's the backup camera. As you can see, when I turn the wheel, the lines on screen also turn, and I get my navigation up on the screen, which I guess could be helpful. I don't see why. Settings, display settings, I can change the brightness, contrast, things like that, which is really, really nice. Again, not a lot of cars in this segment have those adjustable features. Down below the screen, I have my 2 controls for the vents themselves, and the hazard switch, and then I have my climate controls. Like I said, I get auto dual zone, which is very, very nice. The car warmed up very quickly here today, even though it's 21 degrees. And they're nice, calm, and collected. There's nothing too crazy about it. They're pleasant to look at. Down below that, I do have a little tray, and I have a 12-volt outlet, USB, and a dedicated charger, which is very nice, and I get, of course, a nice little cubby down here as well. Then I have the shifter. The shifter is out of pretty much every other Kia product, like the Soul, like the Seltos, pretty much the same throughout their lineup, and I like the feeling of it. Looks good. I like the leather on top. It's a nice little touch, and I do have my drive mode select. So I have 3 different drive modes here in the Kia Forte GT-Line. I have normal, sport, and smart. Normal, of course, is going to be for normal driving. Sport is going to be for sportier driving. The IVT is going to trick you and make you feel like you're shifting more aggressively. It's going to sort of hold on to ratios for a little bit longer. And then Smart is going to analyze your driving style and pick what's best. If you're a really aggressive driver, it's going to lean more towards Sport. If you're a very normal driver, then it's going to lean towards normal. On the other side of the shifter, I have the camera icon, which is fantastic, and I think all cars should have. But again, comparing this to the Mazda 3, the Mazda 3 does not have this feature, which when I press it, I can just look at my backup camera. which is really, really nice. Again, I think all cars should have that feature. And I can move at slow speeds with that backup camera still on. So, of course, when you speed up, it becomes a hazard and you can no longer look at that. But it's super nice if you're navigating a parking lot or trying to do something, some small maneuver, things like that. It's really nice to have that feature. Then we do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the Kia Forte GT-Line. And of course, like its predecessor, they did not facelift the cup holders. It fails the big friggin' bottle test. Now we gotta talk about the seats. The seats are upgraded. It's sort of a fake synthetic leather. It's not a real leather. However, it looks nice and feels nice. And honestly, my button back can't tell the difference. I think they look presentable. I think they're comfortable enough for a vehicle in this segment. They're not Rolls-Royce seats, but they're still enjoyable nevertheless. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2022 Kia Forte GT-Line, and it's pretty much to be expected back here. Of course, I have power windows, and I get a light, which is kind of nice, which would have liked to have been LED, but I guess not the end of the world. And then I do have a center armrest, 2 cup holders, and that's about it. I get a net on the back of that seat, but this is a Forte. You're going to see all of that $22,000 up there, and you're not going to see much of it back here. That's just pretty standard across this segment. I don't even get rear vents, but again, pretty standard. However, headroom is actually pretty decent. Sitting up straight, I'm fine, and knee room is pretty decent as well. For a sedan, you know, it's on par with anything else. Let's go take a quick look at the trunk, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so coming around the back of the Forte, and here is the trunk. Pretty spacious, not bad, especially, again, for a vehicle in the segment. I know I keep saying that, but I don't get a spare tire. I do get an inflation kit, unfortunately, although there seems to be ample room for a spare tire. Nothing really too crazy there. That's pretty much it. I got this nice low loading floor. You could fit a decent amount of stuff in here, but again, no crazy features. I do have these pull tabs, however, to put down the rear seats if I'd like to put stuff through, so you can put down the rear seats if you have larger objects. But at the end of the day, that is it. Now we got to talk about the looks, and like I said, this is where the 2022 Kia Forte is really distinguishable, especially at the front end with the new Kia logo, the sort of redesigned bumper and lights, and it does look different than the outgoing pre-facelift, which is really nice to see. And of course the back gets the same treatment as well, but let's do a quick walk around. I've always thought the Forte was pretty handsome. I've been lucky enough to have driven the 2020, 2021, and now the 2022, and I think over the last 3 years it's been a decently handsome car. I don't think they are red carpet worthy where, you know, you could pull up and make a statement. It's still a Kia Forte. But for a vehicle in this segment, you know, you're paying under $25,000, it looks very handsome. But now let's get to my final thoughts here on the Kia Forte GT-Line from 2022. Well, I think that this is a pretty nice facelift over the outgoing 2021. This gets a facelift like its older brother, the Stinger, but unlike the Stinger, this car will actually stick around for a while. I reviewed the facelifted 2022 Stinger, and about a week later, they announced that they are no longer going to make the Stinger. Why they facelifted it for 1 year, I don't really know. Seems like a poor financial decision, but the Forte is going to stick around, and so I think it's handsome. It's always fun to see a facelifted version of a car I've driven so much, and I think that it's been tastefully done. I do think that this is a more attractive, better looking, better car than the outgoing 2021. Manufacturers don't always nail it on their refreshes, but I think Kia really did. Is this car mind-numbingly crazy and insane? No, it's a Kia Forte. But I think this offers a lot of great features for a fantastic price. With the nice perforated leather steering wheel, the nice large infotainment, the upgraded seats, the blind spot monitoring, all that safety equipment, this ends up being just around $22,000, which is not bad at all. But again, if you want a more spirited, fun drive, I would highly recommend seeking out the 1.6 liter. But if you're okay with the 2 liter, this is a serious bargain. A brand new car for $22,000 with all these features is pretty good these days. And you can get yours at Gerald Kia of Naperville. Huge thank you to them for letting me take out their 2022 Kia Forte GT-Line. They are absolutely awesome. I've been working with them for quite some time. They are the place to go to if you're looking for a new Kia or a used vehicle. They have a couple used vehicles on the lot as well. Super friendly staff, and they offer lifetime warranties, which is just insane. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.